Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's all about borderline personality disorder, mental health, recovery, and my hobby that I'm learning and sharing with you guys because it's very important, especially for people with mental illnesses or personality disorders, to have a hobby. Boredom is not good. I don't know if you're a big reader, but there's lots of research out there that has helped me and definitely can be beneficial for anybody, including people that have loved ones who have borderline disorders or mental health issues. So my first video, I really wanted to get another video up before now, but coronavirus, big deal. So I haven't had a lot of opportunity, but today I'm gonna get it out. So I did the slideshow on my first video. Like I said, there's just so many words, and I could just scream them on a rooftop, but it'd take me 10 years. So I felt like that was the easiest way for me to get out just the gist of borderline personality disorder. I want to go over I have multiple diagnoses. It's called Corbin diagnoses. I have severe depression, and it comes and goes, just like it does with the borderline, but sometimes mine can last more than just a few days. So that's why they diagnosed me with that as well. I have Ptsd, and I have generalized anxiety. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I was very social, outgoing. I never have like big crowds, and I haven't liked loud noises for I'm gonna say it's probably 11, 12, something like that. It was the first year of my teenage life or my adolescent life, that I can remember missing the fireworks. I slept right through them. Didn't budge, nothing. And I will go into that later at a time where I feel more comfortable talking about that to the whole world. But eventually I will get there. Just today isn't that day. Let's see. Those are my diagnoses. I also have something fairly weird, and I just found this out. I have something called paradoxal effect to chemicals, not just medication, but like chemicals in general. So what that means is I have opposite reactions to chemicals, which that means also medications, which would explain, for the longest time I suffered from migraines. What do you do when you have a headache? You take some Tylenol. So this reinforced a rebound headache every time, and it turned into a full-blown migraine headache. Thankfully, I haven't had one in a long time. So I found that out recently, and I also have uncontrolled hypertension, which goes back to that paradoxical effect. I've been on 5 blood pressure medications this last 2 years and couldn't get it to go down. So I recently found out that that medication is not working for me. So that being said, I've been wrongfully diagnosed several times, and I've been put on medication that I should have never been on. Which this genotype test is fairly new. It's not like they had this information in their hands and but the wrongful diagnosis and nobody pointing out the BPD, that kind of sucks, because I've had that since forever. I've always been an extra emotional person. I was made fun of by family members. I always felt stupid because I couldn't get scorned or yelled at for something that I did without breaking down, even as an adult. So that really bothers me, like, because I just look like a sissy over everything. Emotional pain, that is something that I could talk about for days. I never understood why a movie, I'm going to use a movie as an example because it's not real, or has nothing to do with my personal life, one or the other. But a movie can make me so sad that I will literally bawl and hurt and cry. And one time I watched My Sister's Keeper. Me and my sister and I, well, we don't even speak to each other. So we've never gotten along since one period of our life. We just, ever since then, it's just nothing. I think she's cold and heartless, and she thinks I'm crazy, and so I guess we just don't understand each other. She's the opposite of me. I'm emotional and attached, and she's detached and unemotional. So, that being said, I watched My Sister's Keeper, and all I could think about was my sister. And I called, at that time was someone I thought was a friend, and I was actually married into their family. And I cried to her for like 35 minutes on the phone over this movie and how I hated it that my sister and I couldn't get along. And it was ridiculous. Like, it was ridiculous. If you've ever seen the movie Mama, it's supposed to be a scary movie. It really wasn't that scary, but at the end of it, the little girl goes with Mama and the big girl stays with the people. Well, that made me cry. Like, that hurt me. I was screaming and yelling, why would you make a movie like this? Why would you do that? It was just horrible. So, with that being said, like, everything, those are just examples. Like, everything that upsets me hurts me to my core. And it's like, I literally feel like my heart is breaking. Like, I can feel it inside my body. Like, it hurts so bad. And I never understood. Like, I thought everybody felt that way. Like, everybody had those intense feelings. I couldn't control them. So I thought that made me weird, and I should be made fun of. And and how worthless am I because I can't control my own emotions. But everybody else around me can. So that was hard. My whole life. And anytime I got a diagnosis of depression, I've been diagnosed with depression 100 million times. It's always, here's a pill, this will make it better, go on. Well, SSRIs are not for me or my body. I have opposite reactions to them, and they honestly just make me worse and suicidal, and my thought process is worse than, turns out to be worse than it normally is, which is not good anyway. Wasn't good anyway. Still not, but we're working towards better, positive words of affirmation every day. Like, you are a good person, you are smart, you are worthy. Does that work all the time? No. Do I break down? Yes. It's therapy. That's what I'm doing. Therapy. I have been put on some medication that is helping with some of that. I call it, this is what, I'll just be honest, I call it the I want to die pain, because that's how it feels in my heart. Like, and I'm 32 years old, and I've made many mistakes. I have done things that I don't understand, and I have done things to just literally push people away from me. So, and that's just a small introduction to me and my BPD. But before I go any further into me and my personal issues, I want to go over BPD, what it is, and the 9 criteria of BPD. You have to have at least 5 to have a diagnosis. And I'm going to read like the sketch, textbook layout to this. Sorry, I thought I heard somebody honking. But just keep in mind that just because it says this in a little short, shrunk up bubble doesn't mean that that doesn't expand. And I'll elaborate as I go. Not everybody's the same. Not everybody experiences everything the same. So I'm going to share a little bit of mine experiences with each 9 criteria. And then on more videos, I'll expand more in depth on my situation and what I have done. But I will give a little bit of detail throughout this video. I'm going to split this up in 2 videos. So I have 2 videos, and this one isn't 90 million years long. People got things to do. So we'll see. So I will see you in the next video, and feel free to like and subscribe, as I had said in my first video, and I'll say in every video. You can ask me anything you want. I no longer am afraid or have anything to hide. So it can be the hardest question in the world to answer. I will answer it, and I'll answer it honestly, or it can be something simple, or just some advice, or how do I handle it, or how do I handle a breakdown. I will answer any question, and I will answer it honestly. So, till next time.